welcome to Have a Chat. I'm your host, Audrey Lynch, with my two highly intelligent and wonderful co-hosts, Judy Loge and Veronique Arsenault. Good afternoon, ladies.
Hey.
Hi, you're so cute. I have all my brains stuffed into my hat because I was out with the dog, and when I ran in, it was time to do the show. So take me as I am, folks. Yep. Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year to both of you as well. Looking lovely as always. I wanted to say welcome back and Happy New Year to all our viewers. And thank you so much for continuing watching us again for another season. We're doing so well. We have a great show lined up for our viewers today. You're not going to want to miss it. A very interesting and informative show. But first, we're going to start with a quote of the day. And I believe, Veronique, you're up.
Absolutely. And I wanted to, it kind of fits into the idea of the new year, but also just, starting over and kind of your mindset. It's very short. So, you don't have to think a whole lot on our first show back, but no author. So it's an anonymous. Never underestimate the power you have to take your life in a new direction.
Which a lot of people certainly do. They do not have confidence to say, I'm going to start fresh tomorrow. It's like they're stuck in that rut, and I hear it every day. I don't think I can repeat what I did last year, and I'm in the same old hole. And like you said, you have to kind of turn it around, talk yourself into it, or get support and push from people that see that you can go in a whole new direction.
Yep, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah,
definitely.
It's we all think
New Year. New Year, clean slate, nothing like looking back. There's no sense in looking back. You don't live there anymore. No. Look forward,
right?
Clean slate, start over, and one foot in front of the other, and you will get there, whatever your goals are.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah. Good quote.
Yeah. So what has been happening? This is our first show since our Christmas break. Our winter doesn't seem to be that severe. We're actually doing quite well. We don't have that much snow.
No, don't ever say that.
I'm not allowed to say that. Oops.
No, don't say that. We're going to have like 14 blizzards in a row
now. Okay. Yeah. You can blame it all on me. I'm loving it though. I'm loving it thus far. I don't mind a little bit of snow. I'm not a big outdoorsy skidoo type person, but I'm handling it thus far pretty good.
Mm-hmm. So what's everyone's holiday like?
I'm not a big outdoors person either, although I do on those beautiful days when it's like -1 or 2, I do like to get out and go for a walk or go for a snowshoe, but I'm not. Listen, if we had fall weather all year round, I'd be a happy camper, but I know that's not living in reality.
Do you know what? Starting this new year off, though, I was an actual pig over the holidays. I don't mind owning up to it. People dropped off sweets for my husband. And people brought chocolates and I had like delicious dips and all this extremely rich food. Yeah. And I was a little pig. I ate anything, anywhere, anytime, to the point where it was a little bit overindulgent. And I know the holidays are for that, but some people have a little bit more restraint. But this year, I don't know if it was because of COVID and we couldn't have as many people in to eat it, that I ate for the rest of everybody else, for the other people too. Now I'm trying to be a little bit more normal. I'm still sneaking my chocolate every now and then, but I was a very bad girl. I own it.
But did you enjoy it?
I did, but I overdid it. I don't know if it was because there was so much of it everywhere. Some people, I was talking to a friend, she said, I can take a piece of chocolate and it can last me, a bar for a week. But I was just like grabbing and picking, and these squares look so good that I thought I'm going to try one of those too, and I did. And I think the cold weather and just, I don't know. I don't know. I think we've been trapped inside for so long. I'm starting to overeat now, but it was good and I did enjoy it. Yes, I did. How about you girls? Did you have a decent holiday or quiet or festive with your family?
I had a great holiday. It was quiet, out of necessity. And I think, I think we're all tired of that part, I'm tired of navigating, tired of talking about it, but it was a lovely, holiday season for us. But I will say this. So my mother decided at the beginning of December that she needed to buy 6 packages of 6 Nanaimo bars. So 6 packages of 6 at the beginning of December, because she was afraid that we wouldn't get back to the store and get more. So, so I ate all 6 packages of 6.
Oh,
okay. They were fantastic, but and she froze.
And you enjoyed them,
thinking, in every morsel, they were the best thing I've ever eaten in my life. So she would freeze them, the package, thinking that would stop me. But what would happen was I would get up in the morning and then I would put them in the fridge, and then I love them cold. So by noon I was eating the package. Right. So anyway, thankfully we're not doing that anymore. But I seem to be that I could not get enough chips in my face at any given moment. I ate more chips in the last month than I have eaten in my entire life, probably combined. And I ate every kind of chips.
I love you.
Chips,
my soul sister.
Absolutely. There was nothing of the chip variety that I would not shove in my face from the December 1st until December 31st. And I mean that very sincerely. There was not a type of chip that I would not shove in my face happily.
Yeah. No. I love them
well,
too.
I'm gonna, since we're confessing, we're going through confession.
Yeah, we are.
I would have to say that the scales have shown a good extra 10 pounds in just the month of December for me. And of course, with my industry and hairstyling, December was a super, super, super busy month. But I did not deny myself a single thing. And if my drive home, keep in mind, I must pass McDonald's, Burger King, and A&W and Tim Hortons in order to get home. And every evening I worked, I stopped. And I did not feel one bit guilty. It was a Merry Christmas to me for the month of December. And I have the 10 pounds to prove it.
We are soul sisters. Can I just say it? We have a chat. We're chatting about all the madness that we get into. Yahoo! Okay, well, now it's back to the salads again.
That's right.
Well, do you make resolutions though, ladies? Do you make resolutions?
I actually don't. I used to, and that just kind of went down the hole. That was just a whole laugh, actually. I'm going to start doing this. I'm going to start doing this. I'm going to, and I just thought, why am I promising myself? I know I'm not going to keep those promises. But what I do find, which is unusual, is that most people hate January. They hate it. It's the January blues, the downside of the after Christmas festivity. I actually like January. It's time for me to put my things away. Time for me to clear out the house of Christmas stuff. Time to just start eating, like I said, getting rid of that other stuff that was so tempting and delicious and trying to put in healthier food so you feel better. It's a quiet, peaceful time. I find I don't mind. I hate winter, but I don't mind January. I just find I don't make any commitments in January. It's kind of a month to do nothing but read, relax, walk the dogs, see my family, my parents, and spend time at home. Yeah, no resolution.
Yeah, it's like a cleansing. I'd have to agree with Judy there. I take January for what it is. Things do get a little slower at work. I have an opportunity to catch my breath. And I started with, cleaning up the Christmas things and putting it away and taking the opportunity to clean and gut and throw out all the things that are just unnecessary and I haven't seen or used in forever. And, tidy up and do a little home decor and just get rid of all the clutter and make life a little more simpler and taking the time to just enjoy life itself. And the little things, like I'd have to say that's my New Year's resolution, is to enjoy the little things in life, because it was quite traumatic for me in order to get my daughter home from Europe, as you all know. As it played out on Facebook, everything that could go wrong went wrong. But I still managed, and we still managed as a family to be together this Christmas.
Wonderful.
And I am just so thankful for that. You have no idea.
No, I do. It was beautiful in the end.
Absolutely.
Veronique, do you make them?
No, but I will say this. So I did actually make 2 this year, but so number 1, to be honest, is I did give up chips because I had eaten so many, and I really it was almost like it had become a food group for me. Like it was becoming every meal involved some sort of chips, right? So
I love them.
I did actually stop. Yeah, me too. So I did actually stop eating chips, and I started that on December 31st, so that it wasn't a New Year's resolution. It was just I made that decision.
That's clever.
And it was a psychological game that I had to play with myself, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's not to say that I will never have a chip again, because I know I will. But I just know that right now, while my willpower or my desire not to have them is strong, that I'm gonna refrain from having them for now. And then the second resolution, the other resolution that I made, and it's something that I do every year, is I decide what that focus for my year is going to look like. And so my other resolution is actually to say yes to more adventure. And so, say yes to more things that scare me, say yes to more things that I'm not comfortable doing, and to really just, it doesn't have to be, hanging off the CN Tower like I've done in the past. It doesn't have to be that kind of adventure, but I just wanted to say yes to more things and get out and do them. And we have such an amazing province to explore and all that kind of stuff. So, and I kicked off January with my first adventure, and I started writing a blog. And I'm terrified because people are going to judge and tell me that I can't write and all that stuff, but we'll see how it goes this year. So those are my only 2 resolutions. So, chips is no longer a food group as much as I want it to be, and to say yes this year.
I really loved my Christmas. For the first time in years, I absolutely loved it, even though I rushed and raced and shopped and online and locally as much as I possibly could when it was quiet time for people. Then I decorated my house the nicest it's ever been decorated. I think it was knowing that I can't entertain. I can't do what I normally do socially with everybody involved. That's always been involved. So in the meantime, I was just able to really absolutely enjoy my own surroundings, not just have everybody else come and appreciate them. I didn't do it for other people because there was no one coming, basically. But I really went all out. And I don't even know why I did. I think I did it for myself, to make it pretty and make it happy, because COVID's been such a downer for everybody. Yeah, it was nice. Now it's all gone. Now it's back to the junk food again.
No, definitely. So what about some movies and some books? Now, you all know that I was, before all COVID, I was like a movie buff, and I loved going to the movies, not so much anymore. So now I have turned my focus to being the Netflix queen. So movies and series and different things like that. So my top pick for my movies that I've watched just recently is Unforgiven, which is Sandra Bullock's movie on Netflix. It was really good. It's a different role for her, and very serious role. She does amazing at this. It's a hard movie to watch. She's just getting out of prison after 20 years. So I'll leave it at that. And then my other top pick is The Shack. I'm not really sure who the actors were in it, but it was definitely worth. Someone told me there was a novel And I know you guys are the bigger book readers than I am.
Yes.
But the movie was amazing. I had never heard of it. And then I watched Harriet.
Okay.
Harriet was an amazing movie. So, yeah.
You did great. Well, just before we go, I guess, to our guests, I just wanted to say I've been reading this one. It is My Mother's Secret, an international bestseller, a novel based on a true Holocaust story. It's very short, a little novel. It's excellent. And I just finished this one for people to know. It's called If I Die Tonight. It's not anything that sounds like it's not a Halloween type scary. It's about online media and how things can get so misconstrued and dangerous for teenagers out there. It's phenomenal.
Okay.
If I Die Tonight by Alison Galen, the best.
Fabulous. Awesome. Fabulous. So don't go away. We're going to take a short commercial break. We'll be back with a few fabulous guests and an interesting show that you're not going to want to miss. We'll be back right after the break with more Have a Chat. Welcome back to Have a Chat. Joining us now is our first guest, Brianna McMahon and Jennifer Arsenault of the SPCA. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
Hello, hello.
First off, Jennifer, you're the executive director for the SPCA, where Brianna is the acting executive director at the moment while you're on mat leave. But before we get started with our conversation today, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, Jennifer, first, and then we'll get Brianna to tell us who she is in case there's anybody out there, our viewers who are watching who don't know who you are.
Sure. So I was born and raised here in Miramichi. I got involved with the shelter in 2008. Initially started as a volunteer, which led into a part-time position, which led into a full-time position, which brought me to where I am now. So I've been involved since then. I took over the executive director position in 2014.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Brianna?
I am 26. I was born and raised in Miramichi. I've actually been traveled quite across Canada, quite a lot throughout my life. Other than that, I started working here in 2016, so 5 years. Mm-hmm. And I just started one day. I sent an email actually asking if they were hiring, and well, here I am now.
Great.
Lovely
having you. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so both Jennifer and Brianna, just tell me a little bit about why you decided to get involved with the SPCA. I know you both started kind of, either as volunteer or just, out of the blue, but why did you want to be involved with the SPCA? Why did it matter?
So for me, how it all kind of started was I found a stray cat in my yard, and she was quite visibly pregnant and obviously needed some help. I wasn't able to help her at that time. I wasn't financially capable or set up properly to do so. So I found the shelter and made a phone call and brought her over here. They had room at the time. And I just saw that there was a need for people to help. There were so many animals when I arrived here that day. It was kind of unbelievable to see. I would have never thought there was such a need. Mm-hmm. And it just started from there. I just offered to volunteer to, help look after her, help look after the others that were here, and it just kind of spiraled from there.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. How about you, Brianna?
Well, I've always loved animals ever since I was little. I got that from my dad. But I went to school to be a vet assistant. I graduated. I moved back here. And I don't know, something kind of drew me to the SPCA more than anywhere else. And well, they got me now.
Yes. And just so you know, Veronique and Audrey and myself are huge animal lovers. absolutely huge lovers. So we appreciate all this conversation about animals. And on that note, let's tell our viewers and even ourselves who don't know a whole lot of the detail about the daily operations of the SPCA, just how it runs when you open your door in the morning, and overall how many staff are there, how many animals you can take in, the capacity. So Jennifer, maybe you want to answer this question.
Sure. So kind of a overall breakdown, I guess. Since COVID, things are obviously different, which most of our world is right now. So we operate by appointments, on an appointment basis for the most part now. So we don't open per se in the morning like we used to, which is unfortunate, because that was part of the fun, was seeing so many, faces come through the doors just for a visit, and to play with the animals. So that makes it a little bit different than what we're used to. But overall, we can hold 55 cats is what we're allowed to hold. Yeah. Sometimes we're right at that number. Sometimes we're above. Sometimes we're a little bit below. Not often are we below, but dogs, we can hold several dogs, but thankfully there's never a need for that. The need seems to be in the cat community. There's several rescues on the river, and I think we all have our hands full with cats. So we employ, how many staff members?
5.
There's five staff members. Forgive me, I've been out for almost 7 months now, so Brianna will refresh my brain. So 5 staff members now. What do you got? 2 full-time?
2 full-time. No, 3 full-time, 2 part-time.
2 part-times, yeah. So, and it requires all hands on deck with that many animals to look after and keep on top of vet care and processing applications. And especially now where everything's done over the internet or over the phone, it's a lot more difficult.
Right. Oh, it's a big job, huge undertaking. Thank you to everybody involved.
Absolutely.
Can you tell us a little bit about the 5 staff that you have? What are some of their responsibilities to the animals, especially since you don't have anyone coming in to help like look after or play with the animals? And what are some of the biggest challenges you're facing?
So you want to take the first part of that question, kind of the daily chores, I guess, right?
Yeah. So everyone kind of does the same. They all have the same responsibilities, like making sure the kennels are clean, making sure they're fed, they have fresh water, answering phone calls, doors. Everyone kind of does the same. Everyone tries to pull their own weight, for sure.
Yeah, it's a real team effort, and it always has been, and probably more so now. There's a lot of problems that we run into on a daily basis. Sick animals, animals needing extensive vet treatment. There's so many things, just trying to pay our bills every single day and trying to stay afloat and keep on top of everything, which as a nonprofit, which I'm assuming you've all done not-for-profit work, so you're very familiar, how tough that is to just keep your doors open every day and keep doing what you love to do, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Now I've been lucky enough, we actually adopted one of our dogs from the SPCA in Moncton years ago. He was a senior dog. He was 9 at the time, and I still can't, to this day, I can't believe somebody gave him up. Like, he was just the best dog, and we lost him. He lived with us till he was 16, so he had a wonderful life. But if I wanted to adopt a dog or a cat, how does that work from you guys?
It's because of COVID, we run a little different. So all you would have to do is fill out an application. It's 2 pages long. It's on our website. And then all you have to do is send that to us through email. And then one of our staff members will contact you within the next 48 hours. And we'll talk to you about your application and book an appointment for sure.
Okay.
Beautiful.
You were talking earlier to the fact that it is, and we know that, a huge upkeep to run such an organization, the SPCA, and all of those fur babies, and keep staff going and the community involved. But unfortunately, I don't know which of you would like to speak to it, but it's an unfortunate fact that in recent months, there was a huge theft of a large amount of money, which you were so counting on to help support your cause. And it's, like I said, I don't even know what to say. Which one of you would like to speak to that whole scenario and how what the impact it had on you?
So I'll go first. If she has anything to add, she can definitely add something.
Sure.
Yeah, this was a person that we trusted, greatly trusted, and was amongst us, and took a substantial amount of money from a not-for-profit that was already struggling so bad. This almost shut our doors, and it still might. Especially during COVID, trying to recover that money is almost impossible. So yeah, this wasn't a tiny little amount of money. This was something that could potentially still shut us right down completely. And it is being handled. Obviously, there was a police investigation. The person has gone to court, all that stuff. So it is very public knowledge at this point, but very, very disappointing.
I'm just so sorry that happened. I can't even imagine, knowing that was going on underneath your eyes. And then, like you said, being so loving and caring and having such a wonderful thing happening. And then all of a sudden, like you said, your doors could shut. It's very, very much a slap in the face for sure, and a huge loss. My sympathy again going out to everybody. And what do you have to say to that?
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Carol?
It's it's tough enough struggling with COVID and everything, and something like that.
Yes, it's very emotional.
Yeah,
right in the gut.
definitely. It's hard to believe that someone out there would be so selfish, especially in an organization like yours where these animals are truly helpless and, truly reliant on you guys to, care for them and find them loving homes. And that's not easy either, to care for so many animals. And it's just unfathomable for sure. Definitely. Thoughts and prayers are with your organization that, you stay on your feet. We are a very small community, but we're so close knit that I don't doubt for a minute that Miramichi will come, together like they always have in the past and do unbelievably amazing things to help keep you guys afloat, I'm sure.
Yeah, and that's what keeps us going is, Miramichi has proved time and time again that, we can come together as a community and pull it off every time.
Yeah.
Well, and and one of the wonderful things is one of the guests we had just before Christmas, Terry Whalen, and his album that he launched with the proceeds going to the SPCA. So not only do we get to hear Terry's incredible talent, but it's also for a great cause. So absolutely, there are lots of ways that we can help you out, and that's just one of them. That's just one great Miramichi you're doing something, but we'll make sure that we find other ways to do that as well.
Nice. And and for the listeners that want to donate to the SPCA, for sure, I'm sure this is going to reach a lot of hearts out there. Maybe those that didn't know this happened even. It's new information, but for many, we've known that, for myself, that you've been struggling with this whole ordeal for quite some time. And so please pitch in and help the SPCA viewers if you can at all. They're hurting.
Yep.
Yeah,
On a more
any
pleasant,
help.
Yeah. On a more pleasant note, Brianna, maybe you can help me with this question. Can you tell us a little bit for you personally, with your job and what you are responsible for at the SPCA? What is the best part about working for the SPCA for you?
The best part would honestly be going into that office and seeing two cats, Rebel and Maya. They have their own little beds, and just the personalities on these girls. Oh my goodness. They bicker like sisters, but they cuddle right up to me on my lap when I work. So it's the animals. It always goes back to that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. I don't know how you don't take them all home. That'd be my problem. I'd be like, oh, look, I'll take that one. Or, oh, look, I'll take that one. So what, but do you ever have those cases where you've had an animal come in that maybe having, some temperament issues, or they've come from an abuse situation, or, whatever it may be? How do you handle those? Like, what do you do with animals like that?
So yeah, that does happen. We sometimes get animals in that have been abused, have behavioral issues. What we usually do in that case is we try to find somebody who has the proper skills to help that particular animal. So whether that means a different shelter that might be able to help, a dog trainer. We've consulted with several before. We maybe look for a specialty foster home who has the knowledge and the ability to help an animal like that. So we kind of pull at our resources depending on the level. If we can handle it here, then by all means we will. But sometimes we have to go outside and find somebody who's a little bit more skilled to handle stuff like that.
My wheels are kind of turning here, because I'm always saying to my mom and dad, they're seniors, and I'm thinking how lovely it would be for them to have a cat or a dog, which they've always had until, a few years back, and they've lost them, which is always heartbreaking. But there's such wonderful company. And I'm just wondering, do you find more families at this point and this generation are interested in pets, or do you like the seniors, or do you find more couples with children, for example? I guess we're down to the last 2 minutes to answer that.
It's kind of a tie. We get families, we get seniors, we get people that's single. Everyone is pretty much the same.
That's good to know then. Nice to know it's spread out, that everyone's getting a bit of loving from these beautiful cats and dogs.
Absolutely.
We'll give a shout out as well in our last minute of the show. You need volunteers still?
Because of COVID, we had stopped accepting volunteers simply because we're such a small staff. We don't want to get that risk and, if someone end up sick, but hopefully very soon we can open back up.
Okay. Well, that sounds so lovely. You guys are doing an amazing job during these very, very trying times. And we just want to salute you and commend you on the amazing job that you're both doing, and to your staff. And hopefully we can get back to you again in the spring with much better news, and, that you've been able to move forward and everything is going as planned and moving forward.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Donate to the SPCA. They really, really, really need it. That's my 2 cents worth.
Definitely. Thanks for joining us, Brianna and Jennifer. And to our viewers, we will be back shortly after the break. Don't go away. We'll be back with more Have a Chat. Welcome back to Have a Chat. Thanks for joining in and tuning in with us. Joining us now is our second guest, Anna Macintosh. Good afternoon, Anna. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Happy New Year's to you ladies.
You too, Anna.
Okay.
Yes, thank you very much. Anna, before we get talking about a very interesting and important subject matter that we want to share with our viewers today, can you tell us a little bit about who you are and where you come from?
Well, actually just an ordinary couple that you would meet anywhere. I'm originally from the huge city of Doketown, Main Street, Doketown. And I've been here, 50 years. So I guess I would probably be a Miramichier now. I'm not sure what the time frame is, but
yes.
You're close.
I think
you're
we
close.
can induct you in for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And Jim,
Right.
of course, is from Chatham, born, raised, went to school in Chatham. So,
Okay.
He must have been
And-
wandering
where you-
around the streets of Dogtown.
Looking for his
Actually,
woman.
I moved here before I met him. Yeah, I met him here actually. We've been
Right.
together 38 years. We've been married 32 years. And
Oh.
of course, we have a blended family of 6,
Mhm.
5 boys, 1 girl.
Mhm.
And I will say they blended very easily. There was just about a year
Nice.
between each one of them, and we're very blessed. They have blended quite well.
Beautiful.
Wonderful.
Nice.
Yeah, on our 20-year anniversary, we renewed our vows, just the 2 of us. We didn't even tell the children until after it was over. It was only the minister and us and a photographer.
Yeah.
Just something we
Special.
wanted to
Isn't
do
that
on our
wonderful?
own. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
just something special. So, yeah.
Intimate.
So that's
Beautiful.
that's about it in a nutshell, other than, of course, we're going to discuss Jim's disease. He's been a diabetic for many, many years, which in itself leads, as you know, to a number of issues, number of problems.
Okay.
And do you want me to continue on, or does somebody want to ask? Will I continue on?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll jump into to the discussion. So, so your husband Jim was diagnosed with dementia, is what I
He was.
understand. And what made you think? What were those first signs that made you think that he might have it?
Well, actually, they were small little signs, like asking the same question over and over, which I didn't, it's just a question. I'll answer it. But at the beginning, he would say, "Did I just ask you that?" And he had. Then it became a little bit more evident. Somebody told me that he couldn't find the vehicle in the parking lot. Not only that he couldn't find the vehicle, because we sometimes do that ourselves. I'm sure I do anyway. But he was looking for the wrong color of vehicle, a color that we had 2 years before that. And then one day I came home from work and he was sitting in the chair, sort of forlorn. And I asked him what was wrong. And he couldn't remember. I won't even say who it is, but an immediate family's name. And he said, "I've been thinking about it all day. Can you tell me the name?" Little things like that. So the next time we had an appointment with Dr. Carl, I mentioned this to him. And of course, Dr. Carl is a diabetic himself. So he knew, what this could lead to. So he did mini mental, and you probably all know what that is, the mini mental test in his office. And he didn't do very well at all. In fact, I was surprised at the few questions that he could answer. He was then referred to Dr. Glitstein, who we were so fortunate to have at the time here. I wish we still had him here, but anyway.
Me too.
We went to him. He was fabulous. He did another test as well. And, he diagnosed him with vascular dementia, which is a little bit faster because it involves the vessels, the veins, and the arteries. And that is all because of his diabetes. So I'm sure some of the characteristics that he has is as an ordinary dementia patient. It's just that it's faster moving. So that was 3 years ago. Things were just going along pretty well. And we were discussing it every day and talking about it and, saying it's not going to be a big issue until the summer. Things really started to go downhill. So it got to the point where, a number of things happened. Like, I came home from work one day and he was dressed in his suit and And if anybody knows Jimmy, just has such a calm personality, and he's just the kindest person and never gets upset over anything. That I'll go back one more step. Dr. Glistine said, because it's probably not in his wheelhouse may not have those issues. He may, but he may not, because it's not in his wheelhouse to start with. So anyway, I came home from work. He was dressed in his suit. And I said, "Oh, wow, you look nice today. Where are you going?" He said, "Well, we're going to church." So I said, "Well, okay." I didn't say anything for a minute. And I said, "Do you want to wait until Sunday?" So he just said, "Oh, okay. Well, if you think we should, yeah, we'll do that." Just went in, changed his clothes, nothing. And that's normally the way it is. I don't make a big issue of it.
Okay.
I'm told not to, only ask him or try to ask questions where he doesn't have to make a huge decision. A yes or no answer is good for patients like that. It's all a learning process, a huge learning process for us.
So Anna, it's yeah, it is. It's like I've had family members, my mom's sister and other people that I know and love very, very well. My mother-in-law, for example, and go through this terrible disease. It's absolute torture and horror watching it unravel. And so when you first got that diagnosis, I know you had seen signs. I know that you're smart enough to recognize more or less what was happening and the fact that his mind was declining and things were deteriorating. But what did you go through as far as, were you able to accept that diagnosis, having a pretty good idea as to what was going on? Or did you just think, oh my gosh, and do you just unravel knowing your whole world is eventually going to take a turn, which it has, where everything changes, your marriage changes, your intimacy changes, your outings, everything, social, financial, everything. What was that all like for you?
Well, for a long time, I was in complete denial, thinking next week is going to be better, and maybe the next week will be better. And then there were days that it was better. Every day is not the same. Today could be good. Tomorrow he could be so confused that, that he doesn't even know where he is. And the other thing that's happening to him right now is the fact that he's having TIAs, which, are mini strokes. And that is all part of the disease, and that's all part of being a diabetic. So every time he has one of those, it takes a little bit more away from him, and they're just getting longer. Like his son is home right now. I should back up. We have 6 children. Only Stacy's the only one that's local, and she has 3 boys. So her husband and the 3 boys, just marvelous. They're a go-to. The rest, everybody else lives away. So a few were in complete denial. A few of them still are. They don't want to think that their dad is as ill as he is. I don't want to think it either. But now I have to admit that because we were social people, and because we had such a circle of friends where we were always entertaining, that just doesn't happen now. But that's okay. If anything, this disease has taught me all about patience, which I never had before. Never had before. If we were going to do anything, I needed to know when it was going to be done, what time we were eating, who was doing what. Everything had to be organized and in order. That is gone. That's gone now. Nothing. Time means nothing. When he gets ready, he gets ready. It's a little bit right now like having a toddler. I brush my teeth. I brush, get his teeth brushed. I shower. We get him showered. I dress. We get him dressed. He's fortunate enough that right now, because he is mobile with his walker, he goes over to the Shanix daycare, adult daycare. So he goes there while I'm working. Otherwise, I would need somebody here with him all the time. because it just got to the point where I couldn't trust that he wouldn't go out. And because we're only like 10 steps from the water here, I just couldn't take a chance. So,
No, never.
So, it's a whole new way of, it's a learning curve. I'm sure there's hundreds of millions of people out there going through exactly the same thing. Everybody, I believe, has their own story.
Yeah. But you're handling it to the best you can.
Yeah. With the other things and everything that you've mentioned that's happening to Jim and all part of the dementia, is there anything that you're noticing as far as personality changing with him? Is that part
Not
of
right
it as
now.
well?
No, but I know that does happen to other patients that have dementia. But right now,
Okay.
he's still as calm as he can. He never gets upset. If he can't think of something, he just says, "I'll get back to you." Every night when I tuck him into bed, every single night when he kisses me, he says, "Thank you." So that kindness is still in there.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
lost, and that kills me because, I've sort of lost him, you know what I mean? But yet the kindness is still there. He came out, he has, church hats, dress hats. So we wore one over to Shannick's the other day. And when he got off the bus, he had a ball hat on. And he doesn't like ball hats. But anyway, he had a ball hat on. And I said, "Oh, you got a new hat." And he said somebody had won it at bingo and gave it to him. So when he came in, I put it in the closet. The next morning, I dressed him. I put his church hat on. And he said, "I should wear the other hat because the man might think I didn't appreciate it."
Sweetheart.
And it just broke my heart. I went, there he is. He's there. That's him.
Exactly. Because he remembered
right.
that from the day before.
Absolutely. Yeah, he remembered that he should be kind about it, and so. But
Anna, do you have people to support you on the outside as you said you were very social before and you can't let go of it altogether because you need to survive mentally, right? And socially.
Well,
so do you have your girlfriends?
Because of COVID, our bubble is very small. Like it's Stacy and her family who we lean on a lot. But let me tell you, I have a girlfriend who is a registered nurse who worked at Shannick's and just retired before Christmas.
Okay.
Just sent from the heavens because she can tell me so many key things that I didn't know because she's worked with patients, for years, many years, 35 years, I think, but little things that I wouldn't possibly know or understand to care for him here. In a nursing home, it would be completely different. They would know that, but just, little things that she has been a godsend. In fact, at the very, very beginning, she came here and stayed with them the first week until I got the program set up that he could go there. So,
great to have beautiful friends.
Seriously, give them what we can handle, right?
What advice do you have, Anna, for maybe other people who think that they have a family member or loved one that might be experiencing this, and what help and support is out there besides like friends and families to help you get to that point once the diagnosis has been made? What is out there to help you get through it?
Well, I don't know. I haven't really.
Is there support groups?
Well, I don't know if there is or not. I'm not sure. I just kind of rely on my friend that's worked in the industry for so long, but I don't know if there's support groups for dementia patients or not.
And their families. That's a huge.
Yeah.
I think that I think that possibly there is a Facebook page or something out there. If there isn't, someone should jump right on that because, you know, especially during COVID and things like that, to use the online services to even just talk about things and share stories. And I know my father looks after his great granddaughter with a disability, and we use that page to bounce back and forth different things we've tried, different things that we've noticed, and we find it very, very helpful. So
And it
we'll
would
have to
be,
look into
yeah,
that for you.
yeah, it would be for sure. Yeah, it's a whole different. Who knows what's going to happen, really? Eh? Who really knows? You know, one of the children worried that because we were so social and we went out to supper, you know, a couple nights a week, and we had people in and we did all that. And he was worried about that. He said, you know, that's going to stop now and you're just at home with dad and nothing. I said, look, we've done that. We did all that.
Yeah.
You know, we traveled and I'm glad we did at the time. And maybe there were some times we probably shouldn't have traveled. We probably should have saved and didn't travel, but I'm certainly glad we did now.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
Just in the last minute there, last couple minutes, what did you find it easier? Or was it easier to accept that Jim also knew the diagnosis, or did that make it tougher on both of you?
Well, he knew it at the beginning, but I think if I was to ask him now, he really wouldn't know what I was talking about. At the beginning, like if we were driving, say, from here to Fredericton, I would ask him, you know, what are you thinking about? Or what are you really, you know, what's going on in your head? I was trying to get that part, you know, to find out about that. And he'd say, well, I'm just thinking about being so forgetful and things like that. But if I was to ask him that now, that part is all gone. Yeah, just
tough.
It just kills me. The lost look on his face at time, that's what kills me.
Yeah. I remember one time in our last minute, I just want to share this quick little story. I can remember someone explaining dementia to me because I truly don't know anyone or close enough in my family, but it was like your memories are on a bookshelf, they told me, and your recent memories are at the top. And some days someone's shaking that bookshelf so strongly that the recent memories are gone, and it's the row that's left is what they are remembering and living that day, right? And then every day the bookshelf starts to full again. So that helped me understand why, not why it's happening, but why they're where they're at.
My biggest fear would be the day that he doesn't recognize me or our family.
Yes, Anna. Well, we're praying for you and giving you all our love here virtually for support. You've got our support, and I know you have a lot of people looking out for you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us today, Anna, and thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you.
And thank you so much. Take care, and thank you to our viewers for watching today. From all of us here at Have a Chat, have a great day. See you again soon.